Hello and welcome. Glad you could join us for today's Tech 24 with me, Annelise Borges. Coming up, 2015 tech trends. We look into what the new year has in store for us. We'll talk big data, cybersecurity, and the decentralization of the internet. Plus, the most unplugged city in the United States. We'll tell you the story of Green Bank, West Virginia, where Wi-Fi, radio and TV, as well as cell phones are all banned. And we'll test HELIOS, the world's first wireless solar-powered headphone. 2015 is the Chinese Year of the Goat and has been designated the International Year of Light by the United Nations. But what will the 15th year of the third millennium bring to the tech world? With me today is France 24's in-house tech expert, Dhananjay Kadilkar. Dan, big data will become even bigger, and new sensors and drones will revolutionize data collection in different industries, right?
Right. In 2015, we can see a shift towards cloud computing. As you mentioned, the big data is going to get bigger because of the interconnected objects, which means more and more people will log on to it. They'll create more information. It's the same with social networks as well. More and more people will use Facebook and Twitter and other platforms, and so the data will be humongous. So in order to control, or in order to process that data, I think there'll be a shift not only of these companies, but also of corporations towards cloud computing, because it enables you to process the data in a faster and efficient way.
Let's talk cybersecurity now, because 2014 beat all records in terms of hacking attacks and data breaches, and that won't slow down in 2015, right?
Absolutely. 2014 has been designated as the year of breach. We all know what happened with the Heartbleed vulnerability. Just recently, we saw what happened to Sony, and in May, there was this case of eBay in which hundreds of thousands of users' information was leaked out. So yes, 2014 has been quite a bleak year. In the future, we could expect things to go in the same fashion or even get worse, because as you know, because of this Internet of Things, people are getting connected on many objects, including home appliances. So imagine if there's a breach of, say, a connected home. That could be very serious. We are also looking for payments by mobile phones. So a breach in this system could have, far-reaching consequences and more serious consequences than perhaps we have seen till now.
And in 2014, we also saw users asking for more privacy after the whole leak. Edward Snowden blew in the whistle on surveillance. Now, some specialists say that in 2015, this trend will be pushed even further with the emergence of a truly decentralized internet. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, I think it's still a utopian dream to have a truly decentralized internet and to have so many users using it, because the existing protocol offers you so many advantages, and despite all its drawbacks, using internet, it's quite fun, it's an enriching experience. But yes, there are some companies, there are some individuals who are trying to form this decentralized internet system. For example, there's a Linux-based operating system which enables you to create your own personal storage space. You don't have to rely on servers, which, as you mentioned, are vulnerable to surveillance. They are vulnerable to hacking. At the same time, you have a certain email system called BitMessage, in which it's a peer-to-peer networking system in which you basically share the storage among all the users who download the software. But at the same time, only the receiver and sender are able to see it. So it's an encrypted message. So yes, there are some steps being taken, but I don't see a full-scale shift to these protocols from the existing internet as we know.
All right. And according to the Digital Trends report published by the UK communications agency Hotwire, 2015 may be the year of anti-tech sentiment, when many of us will look to switch off. In Green Bank, West Virginia, that won't be a problem. The small town sits right in the middle of a 13,000 square mile area where electronic waves are banned due to the presence of the largest radio telescope in the world. Here's a look at what life without Wi-Fi, radio, television, and cell phones is like.
Up in these West Virginia mountains, there's no chance of your cell phone picking up a signal. For visitors, it's a struggle. For locals, a way of life.
They can't comprehend not being able to use their cell phone or Wi-Fi. Whenever I'm away from here, everybody you see is usually on the phone or texting or on the internet. they're not communicating with each other face to face.
The town of Greenbank is located in the US National Radio Quiet Zone, a 13,000 square mile area where most types of electromagnetic waves are banned. The reason for this looms in the distance. The Greenbank telescope enables astronomers to detect and study objects in space that shine little visible light but emit radio waves like pulsars and distant galaxies. The manager of the telescope thinks this benefits the community.
It's actually quite a sociological phenomenon to leave here and go somewhere that has cell service everywhere. The lack of social interaction is surprising.
But for Charles Mechner, moving to Greenbank wasn't about leaving his phone behind. It was for the sake of his health. He suffers from electromagnetic hypersensitivity and says these frequencies can trigger dizziness, nausea and headaches. The Quiet Zone has become a gathering place for people like him over the last decade, with around a dozen now living in Greenbank.
I don't know how long my future, or our future as a group of sensitive people to this electromagnetic frequency is going to last here, because technology is slowly coming in. If we happen to lose the radio telescope, it's done.
With astronomers from all over the world using the Greenbank telescope round the clock, cell phones will likely remain undesirable in the area. So Greenbank might be for many years to come still a very special place in the US.
And we're moving on now. Up next, Test 24. HELIOS is the world's first wireless solar-powered headphone. Each hour of sun captured allows for 30 minutes of uninterrupted music. Dan and Jay tested it for us. Dan, what did you think of it?
Well, Annalise, unfortunately, the sun is not out these days, so we'll have to wait for some time to test these solar-powered phones. But even
it's
though
not out here in Paris, but maybe somewhere else in the world.
Perhaps, why not? And even in Paris, even though the sun is not out, you can charge, you can use this phone because it has a traditional way of charging, which you have with normal Bluetooth headphone sets. So basically, this is a Bluetooth-enabled headphone. You can use it to, of course, to listen music, but also you can use it to make phone calls. You can also do voice functions with your new smartphones. As you can see here, it is there's a bent solar panel on the headphones. This has been made by a French startup, and we expect it to be launched in mid-2015, around June, I guess.
Okay, and they launched a Kickstarting campaign, but even if they don't reach the amount of money, they will launch this product, right?
Yes, that's for sure. And the thing is, they have invested a lot of effort in this. These solar panels are made in Japan. The headset itself is manufactured in China. The R&D team is based in France. So, you know, it's a big network, and there's a lot of investment in terms of time and energy and research in this project.
And what about the quality of the sound?
It's right now it's in prototype stage, so this is not the final quality of the sound. But even though if it's in prototype stage, it's not that bad. And the manufacturer, the founders have told us that the sound quality will only get better. So we can expect really good quality headphones when it gets launched next year.
All right. Thank you so much for that, Dan and Jay. And that's all we have time for. Thanks for tuning in for another edition of Tech 24. This is my last show in a while. It has been a real pleasure guiding you through our discoveries in the past 2 years. We leave you today with images of what we searched in 2014. May the new year bring everything you've ever looked for. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you very soon.